1 Thessalonians clearly, definitely describes resurrection at Christ's return. So you say, okay, well then what about 1 Corinthians 15? Surely there's got to be a rapture there. I say, sorry, worse luck for you if that's what you're trying to find in 1 Corinthians 15. That chapter is the pinnacle resurrection chapter. We've read it several times in here before, especially when we do like apologetic lessons, because that's a chapter where Paul says the resurrection is the whole reason for our faith. I say the reason as in it is both the evidence of why we should believe the resurrection, and it is also the purpose of our faith, is so that we can have a resurrection. Now, people are grieving for lost ones. This is definitely a chapter you want to go to, because you're going to find comfort there. But the reason you're going to find comfort in 1 Corinthians 15 is because it speaks of all of us being raised together on the last day. It doesn't say anything about people vanishing before a tribulation. I give you like homework assignment each week. This one will probably be go back and definitely 1 Corinthians 15, read it a bunch of times. If you can memorize it, this is definitely one you want to memorize. It really gets what Christianity is all about. So 1 Corinthians 15, we're only going to do 2 verses though. It says, verse 51, "Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised imperishable, and we shall be changed. For the perishable body must put on the imperishable, and this mortal body must put on immortality." So there we have a trumpet again. Thessalonians, it was the trumpet of God. Now, Paul gives us a little more details. He calls it the last trumpet. The trumpet blasts are hardly associated with silent, secret departures. What they're used for, especially in biblical times, is both in battle. They would use trumpets to direct troop movement, and they would also use it in religious celebrations. Now we get a taste of both of these at the same time in Numbers chapter 10. Verses 8 to 10 says, "And the sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow the trumpets. The trumpet shall be to you for a perpetual statute throughout your generations. And when you go to war in your land against the adversary who oppresses you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, that you may be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. On the day of your gladness also, and at your appointed feasts, and at the beginning of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. They shall be a reminder of you before your God. I am the Lord, your God." All right, so if you're into this stuff, I recommend you go to Joel 2. You go to Joel 2, you're going to get like really heavy revelation type imagery. You're going to have the battles, trumpets, and even locusts going out and tormenting people. All that revelation stuff lies from Joel 2. Story we're more familiar with, because we all went to Sunday school, will probably be Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. We all know the story that Joshua and his army marched around Jericho, and the trumpet blast made the walls crumble. The obvious meaning here, and what we have in the trumpets we're reading about today, is that the battle is the Lord's. So if we ever get to this Matthew 24, we will clearly see it is the same trumpet we just read about, 1 Thessalonians and 1 Corinthians. And more importantly, they're all the 7th trumpet, which is described in Revelation.